November 28th. This was yesterday's price action on a 1 hour chart. These shades of brown and yellow are the night extended hours, different time zone market openings and closings. But the black is the actual New York Stock Exchange opening and closing, symbolized here by the sun and the moon here, open, close. So this was yesterday. So the pre-market, I marked off low of yesterday, high of yesterday on this red one right here. Pink, I should say. And then we've got the pre-market levels that resonated with me personally. This was one of them. Ended up coming into effect. We'll get into that. And then this pre-market high here with the red. And the pre-market low is here. So we've got all of our levels marked off. And the market opens. And we look at the 30-minute to see where we're at. The 30-minute extended opens to the downside. So we're looking for opportunities to the downside. Because here we are in this point of time. We're not over here. We're right here. Right when the market opens. So we're looking for opportunities to the downside. The 5-minute twins, the 5-minute extended and the 5-minute regular hours, are not aligned yet. So right when we open, the 5-minute regular is pulling up. So that's not good. That's not to the downside. We need it to go down. That doesn't happen until later. And the extended is pretty sketchy. It's not as clean as we would like. So we skip forward because we can't take a trade until we're aligned to the downside, which doesn't happen for a while. It almost never crosses over. Here's where the crossover actually happens. So we have to wait until we have an alignment. When this histogram is going down, you can take trades, but they're way higher risk. It's almost like a 50-50. But when we have a crossover, it's a little bit more than a 50-50. The chances are in your favor even more, maybe 55-45, or even sometimes 60-40. It depends. So we skip forward in time. Now we're aligned. Let's go to the price action here and see what happened. Here we are. This 2-minute MACD now needs to be aligned so that we're aligned all the way. But it doesn't happen. Look. So we don't get an opportunity to trade yet. We just don't. Now don't forget there's another part of the strategy, which is the 15-minute. Once the 15-minute crosses over, crossing over on a 15-minute is a significant event. And we play those events, and we're going to get to that one next, because there's two strategies we're using here. We're going over the first strategy right now. So anyway, we have no downside opportunities. We've been waiting all morning for the 5-minute to finally cross over. It never does. We don't get any opportunities. So look what happens. We're carrying momentum. We're almost about to get a crossover on the 30. But we're looking for more opportunities to the downside here if we're playing this original thesis, the original strategy. We're looking for opportunities to the downside. Look what happens right here. Look. So here, we're looking for a power volume bar, which is a volume bar greater than the previous three, aligned with the side of the trade we're trying to go towards, down. Look what happens right here. This is called a power volume bar right here. Are we aligned with the 5? Yes. Are we aligned with the 30-minute energy? 30-minute energy is telling us to go down all morning. It's losing strength, it's losing energy, but it's still, we're playing to the downside. This is the entry right here to the downside. So your entry is right when the candle finishes, the 2-minute candle. You target a 1-to-1 with your stop loss being slightly above that entry candle. You target a 1-to-1. It's a win. So far, the main strategy has come into effect one time today with one win. Do we get any more opportunities? No. Because we never go to the downside again after this point. The 30 is about to flip to the upside. So this strategy came into effect one time today with one win. Now we're going to go over the second strategy. The second strategy says that when we get a crossover on the 15-minute, which is this right here, a crossover to the downside or to the upside, doesn't matter. The strategy says once we get a crossover to a side, we then look for opportunities on the 2-minute chart. We don't really pay much attention to the 5. You can, but you don't have to. But once we get a crossover on the 15. Once this finishes right here, which is the next candle over here, I'm going to show you. Then we look at the 2-minute chart and wait for an entry with a power volume bar and then the right side of the MACD momentum. Once those three things align, we enter the position with a 1-to-1. Let's see if it happens, okay? The next candle, move it over. Moving the time signature over one candle, and look, now we have the confirmation. So in real time, real life, we see this point, we're like, all right, we have it. Now we're waiting for the 2-minute MACD to start going in the direction of the upside with a power volume bar. Do we get one? Look what happens right here. This is almost one right here. Look how this volume bar is almost higher than, this is almost a power volume bar right here. So guess what? This is what people say this is what people mean when they say the word discretion. You can enter here on this candle. You'll maximize your wins. You'll maximize your gains sometimes. This is what discretion means, okay? This is almost a power volume bar, but not quite. This is stabilizing this 2-minute MACD. It's not really going anywhere, right? It's not going up or down. It's just stabilizing, it's flat. So the proper entry, the real entry, doesn't happen until right here, this power volume bar. So not the one we were just talking about that's got a little bit more discretionary aspect element to it, which you would have made way more money. But we also have the proper entry, which is this candle here, which power volume bar. Now it's going on the right side. It's moving with us. That's good. And we target a 1-to-1. But we don't make it. This would have ended up being a loss because our entry would be here. We'd put our stop loss below this candle. Target a 1-to-1. Never would have hit, and it would have been a loss. And this is where the discretion comes in. Do we target a 2-to-1? Do we take slightly less profit? Or do we take off 50%, or do we sell a portion here at this half mark? And then hopefully this comes here. If not, we can take a break even. What do we do? But regardless, that was the entry right here. And this could have been a discretionary entry. On the 1-minute chart, you can also see you get a little bit more warning. See this MACD on the 1-minute chart? Look what happens as soon as we break. We're coming down, selling off, selling off, selling off. We get a break of the variance right here. Nice green candle. The very next one, still breaking to the upside. We haven't gone very much further. Next one, this would be the entry. And these two candles were that's where the discretionary entry was on the 2-minute chart right here. So yes, you could have got away with a 1-to-1 if you would have entered early. Yes, you could have gotten away with a 2-to-1 had you entered at the power volume bar on the 2-minute chart and waited. This is where the discretionary element comes in. So other than that, that move happened, and then we get another opportunity here. We get a power volume bar greater than the previous three. We're on the right side of the MACD on the 2-minute chart. Look what happens here. Our entry would have been here. We would have put our stop slightly below this candle. Targeted a 1-to-1, which would have hit right here. So that was a big win. So far the strategies, all of them, have come into effect 3 times so far. One was a win. Second one was a loss. Third one was a big win. And now we come down to, is there any more opportunities? Yes, do you see it? Look, histogram comes up, comes down, comes back up. That's not a power volume bar. We don't take the trade. Comes down, starts recovering, starts coming up. What happens here? Do you see what happens here? Look at this. We get a super massive power volume bar right here. If you would have entered this trade right here with the same logic, we enter when the candle closes, target a 1-to-1, here's the stop loss, big win. So the strategy came into effect 4 times. 1 was a loss. Sorry. 1 was a win. 2 was a loss. 3 was a win. 4 was a win. And that was the recap for November 28th. I hope you're doing well. I will see you in the next one. Take care now.